They were playing Partick Thistle at Rugby Park this afternoon. Chick Young.
Something has gone wrong in the script of those who predicted a struggle for survival by Kilmarnock. Another superb victory, and that makes it 8 out of a possible 10 points, with Thistle going the way of Rangers and Hearts. The goals came first courtesy of Tom Black in a penalty kick, and then George McCluskey on the end of a McSkimming cross. Number 3 was down to Bobby Williamson. But it was the quality of Kilmarnock's play which is also important to record. Fine one-touch stuff which delights the eye. It was all watched by another big Rugby Park crowd. A club in the rebirth, after all. Not the afternoon was flawless, but both referee Innes and stand-side linesman Herald missed a horrific kick on the face of Jerry Britton by McSkimming. A red card would have been compassionate punishment. The one red card which was flashed was at Jerry Britton in a late touchline instant, but the only compensation for Thistle was a late goal by Albert Craig. None of which will bother the all-singing, all-dancing Kilmarnock fans tonight in a 7,500 crowd at Rugby Park. Full-time scoreline, Kilmarnock 3, Partick Thistle 1.
Celtic lost in the League Cup.
1. Dundee United 0. Motherwell 0. Heart of Midlothian 1. Celtic 0. Kilmarnock 3. Partick Thistle 1. Rangers 2. Hibernian 1. St Johnstone 2. Dundee 1. Scottish League Division 1.
Johnston 2, Dundee 1.
The Premier lead has changed again. Aberdeen, the new leaders. 4-1 they won against Wraith Rovers at Pittodrie. Lee Richardson scored twice. As you heard there, Motherwell drew 0-0 at Tannadice against Dundee United. Kilmarnock won 3-1 against Partick Thistle at Rugby Park. Rangers beat Hibs 2-1 at Ibrox. Mark Hateley got the winner. Hearts beat Celtic 1-0. John Robertson scored. And right at the foot there, as we heard from Jim Spence, Dundee losing 2-1 to St Johnstone at McDermott Park. And they firmly rooted at the bottom of the table.
When your team's getting results, the fans come out. That's certainly the case at Kilmarnock, where a crowd of 7,500 came to be entertained, and they weren't disappointed. Killie's Ali Mitchell was lively in the opening stages, his shot going just wide of Andy Murdoch's post, with less than 2 minutes gone. That set the pattern for a frantic first half, and it carried on when young Kilmarnock midfield player Mark Reilly just cleared the crossbar with this effort. A fine attempt on goal from him. Isaac English was the first Thistle player to threaten. An intelligent, driven ball across the face of the goal, giving notice that it wasn't going to be all one-way traffic. Kilmarnock took the lead from the penalty spot after 17 minutes. Bobby Williamson diving to try and get on the end of Tom Black's cross. The break of the ball unkind to Grant Tierney. Referee Bill Innes pointing to the spot. Not the most blatant of handballs as you'll ever see, but the referee was in no doubt. When the dust settled, Tom Black coolly slotted home to give Killie the lead, which on balance they deserved. Then Thistle enjoyed a 10-minute spell of pressure, during which they could well have equalised. Kevin McKee was almost an unlikely hero in 24 minutes, but he volleyed over the bar after getting into a good scoring position. There was worse to come for Thistle when Alex Taylor's corner was headed down by Grant Tierney and hooked goalward by English. The ball was booted clear by Montgomery, but had it crossed the line? The Jags thought it had, but they'd no time to protest as Killie immediately broke upfield. Williamson sliding the ball into Andy Mlln's path. And George McCluskey knows he should have done better with the header. Thistle's Roddy Grant had the next chance, but he overran the ball as he made his way into the box. Then overdid his challenge on Bobby Geddes, earning a yellow card for his troubles when the pushing and shoving stopped. The frantic pace of the first half was matched by the start to the second period. Thistle coming close twice within the opening minute. Jerry Britton's header from McKee's cross lacked power and direction. But when English's chip back in took a deflection, Geddes had to watch it carefully before tipping the ball over. Kilmarnock then rubbed salt in the wound by going up the park to score a second. McCluskey started the move. A crossfield ball allowing Sean McSkimming to gather and hit the byline, while the veteran striker made up the ground to get on the end of the cross and poke the ball home. The game also had its more unsavoury moments. For instance, this clash between McSkimming and Jerry Britton, which referee Innes chose to ignore. Fortunately for the Kilmarnock player, in light of what was to come later for Britain. But back to the real action, Bobby Williamson sent clean through with Thistle claiming offside. But the best he could do was hit the side netting. Then Thistle claimed a penalty when Albert Craig went down inside the box. Referee Innes was unimpressed, so much so that Craig and colleague Paul Kinnaird were both booked for protesting. And a minute later, there was some real bad luck for Thistle. English sending a tremendous effort against the crossbar, although his second effort went somewhat astray. The killer third goal was a disaster for Thistle, and Albert Craig in particular. He was woefully short with his pass back, allowing Bobby Williamson in to round Murdoch and walk the ball into the net. That put the result beyond doubt, but the action didn't end there. All credit to the Jags, they pulled a goal back through Albert Craig. And then they went down to 10 men when Jerry Britton was red carded for his part in a clash with Raymond Montgomery. It seemed a bit harsh given what had gone before between Britton and Skilling, but referee Innes didn't see it that way. Off he went. There was one last charge by Thistle. English again denied a goal when his effort was booted clear by Mlln. A win for Killie, who now tie for second place.
Well, delighted about that, but the most important thing for us today was to go out and get 2 points. It's a home game, a very difficult fixture, and I thought the players equipped themselves very well. Later on in the game I think they became a wee bit sloppy and we could possibly have paid the price for that. But overall we've got to be happy with the goals and basically performance.
Partick Thistle will make a formal complaint to the league over the sending off of striker Jerry Britton on Saturday. The big striker was dismissed for retaliation on Kilmarnock skipper Raymond Montgomery during the Firhill side's defeat at Rugby Park. The Thistle management were said to be incensed at the decision.